gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of The Cultural Kaleidoscope. I'm your host, Jecell.
And I am your co-host, Herilyn. We'll be exploring a fantastic show lineup for you today. We'll be exploring a fantastic topic about the concept of self, specifically the collectivism and individualism.
That's right, Herilyn. Culture is like a kaleidoscope with each piece contributing to the beautiful picture of human society. And one of the most significant elements within this culture is the way individuals perceive themselves in relation to their culture.
Absolutely, Grace. So we have a lot of guests coming from different backgrounds. So let's introduce them.
We have 7 special guests joining us: Reeba, Jecell, Karen, Aychin, Tisha, Mae Ann, and Elgiemae will be representing different cultural backgrounds. Let's kick off our discussion by defining individualism and collectivism. Reeba and Aychin, could you please enlighten us?
Yes, of course, Jecell, and to everyone. In my own opinion, individualism tackles on the special concerns and rights of a certain individual that may affect the group or the community itself. So, for example, I can't go with the gala or with the organization that I am into. So, meaning they are affected with my absence, or they are affected with nothing on my presence, without my presence. So they are affected, or the specific group or the community is affected because I am not there as a part of their group.
But in collectivism, on the other hand, from the word itself, collect, it is a collectivity phase that somehow it focuses on the consideration or subordination, whether that subordination is about interdependence, duty, or harmony. It doesn't matter. That's why it's because of the connectivity of how you perceived or how you handle with other principles as well.
That's a great overview. Thank you, Reeba and Aychin. Now let's explore some real-life examples.
Karen and Jecell, as someone who lived in individualistic and collectivistic cultures, could you share some observations or your observations?
As someone, I can say that I am an individualist because I don't go to groups. Like, I don't have my own circle of friends. I'm by myself. I prefer to be by myself. I can say that an individualistic person is someone who is more on about herself, like me. Like, even if I go to, I mean, like, even if I in school works in a group, I participate because of grades, for my benefit, not for the benefit of others. I accomplish something for my own benefit. It's not like I'm selfish or what, but individualistic is more on focusing on yourself, growing for yourself, like that. Yes.
Well, that's fascinating, Kay. As someone who comes from a collectivist culture, I can relate to that. In fact, in my circle of friends, we are collecting ideas or thoughts about something in order for us to grow, in order for our own benefit as a group. In a broader sense, in our community, we have this assembly, symposium, in order for us to collect ideas or thoughts, what would be the ways on how to improve or in how to grow or to help our community to grow and to be someone as, let's just say, a productive one. So that. Thank you, Jecell and Karen. So collective cultures really affect people in different ways. And exactly. Yes, and collective cultures also have an impact. So
The impact of collectivism are self-perception, strong relationships, and conformity. Now, Tisha, Elgiemae, and Mae Ann, what is your view with regards to these impact of collectivism?
Well,
Self-perception is like observing, it's like a process of observing and interpreting one's own behavior, feelings, and thoughts, and using that observation and interpretation to define oneself. It's a thought since we cannot know certain things about ourselves, so we tend to look on our behaviors tell us our to tell our beliefs and attitudes of what we are.
So the relationship of a group and the interconnectedness between people plays a vital role in each person's identity, and also collectivists emphasize the goals and needs of a group as a whole over the needs and desires of each individuals.
So conformity, when we say conformity, it means that brings positive feelings of harmony and connectedness to each other. So therefore, individualistic cultures people enjoy the feelings of independence and freedom from being uniqueness. Like in our family, we talk about positive things that make our band stronger and collect ideas as well.
Thank you, Mae Ann, Elgiemae, and Tisha. Every workplace has a culture that is defined by, but not necessarily a direct copy of, the general culture of the country in which it represents.
Yes, the workplace has it consists of many people in different in the culture of the area. So that makes sense that the society. So that makes sense that the workplace might follow a similar culture.
Different cultures embody specific values, thoughts, or ideas that they view as important.
I do agree with you, Jecell, because our values are used in determining if we are a collectivist or we are an individualist, or simply saying that we want to be productive by ourselves or we want to be productive with others.
And I think that it isn't easiest for us to understand or to find individualistic culture in an individualistic society, because people who are in individualistic culture are very adaptive and very deliberate when it comes to adapting other values as well.
Yeah, I agree. Common thread in a collectivist culture is conformity. So to behave in a group, like an individual is gaining attention to his or herself, like he's the only one gaining and benefiting in the group. So it is like against the collectivist culture.
Yes, individualistic culture and collectivistic culture are like two sides of the same coin. They contrast on many levels.
Yeah, and the values of individualistic culture, which prioritize of individual over the group. So it contrasts with the collectivist culture, which prioritizes the group over the individual.
While no culture is exclusively individualist or collectivist, not to mention individuals within each type, most tend to be more one than the others.
Before we bid farewell, let's take a moment to reflect on what we have learned today. Culture shapes our sense of self and influences how we view ourselves in relation to others. Individualism and collectivism offer different perspectives on personal identity and social connections.
That's right, Grace. Understanding the different cultural dimensions helps us to appreciate the richness of cultural of different societies and foster empathy and respect the different viewpoints.
We've heard amazing stories from our special guests, from Giselle's expert knowledge of culture to Aychin's adventurous experience around the globe. Tisha, Karen, Mae Ann, Reeba, and Elgiemae share different perspectives, or shall I say unique perspectives, on defining individualism and collectivism.
Together with all the guests, we thank you for having us here.
We couldn't have said it better, guests, and to our listeners out there, we hope this episode inspired you to embrace
the kaleidoscope of culture, appreciating both the individualistic and collectivistic dimensions within our global society.
Remember, as we navigate the cultural differences, let's approach them with an open mind and heart. By accepting diversities, we can foster harmony and accept the different viewpoints.
That's a great settlement, Herilyn. And with that, we must wrap up today's episode of the Cultural Kaleidoscope. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us in this incredible journey.
Stay curious, keep exploring, and always appreciate the beauty of culture.
Bye!